It's about that time. I'm Lux, and today I wanted to do something that would help you guys get to know me a little bit better. So, we're going to be doing a DDLG tag. Let's do this. Drift away. Alright, so what I've done is I've pulled up a tag here with a list of questions, and I'm going to try to answer them as thoroughly as possible without giving you like a bunch of one-word answers, just so you guys can really get to know me. So the first one is, how old are you? I am 23 and my girl is 20, so we don't have a huge age difference between the two of us. Are you a daddy, mommy, or caregiver? I'm a daddy. That's what I've always considered myself more than anything. But it gets tricky because like a daddy and a caregiver, a daddy gives care. It gets really, really thick and sticky. But I consider myself a daddy. Do you have a little? I do. She doesn't want to be on the internet too much, which I completely understand and respect. So she will be given a fake name, but she will be, helping me out here and there and things like that. So in the meantime, we will be calling her Aurelie. And we've been together for a little bit over a year. I believe it was a year in July. So we've been together for quite some time. What do you call your little? Mostly I call her by her nickname. So like, again, she doesn't want a name, but let's say her name is Caitlin. I call her Katie. So that's what I call her most of the time. When she's in little space, it's baby girl, princess. I'm trying baby cakes right now, which she seems to be responding very well to. So I'm hyped about that. I think those are the main ones though. Most of the time I call her by her name though, to be fair. What does your little call you? Majority of the time, again, she calls me by my name, which is Wayne. She'll call me daddy a lot of the time for sure. That's definitely a thing. Calls me a dork a lot, but that's just because, I mess around a lot more than she does. I'm definitely the immature one when we're both being adults. I'm definitely the more immature for sure. Do you give your little chores? I do not, mainly for the fact that we are both so busy. We both work, we both go to school, so we really don't have time. Luckily, I have a very good girl, and she does most of the things that need to be done on her own. I don't need to say, go clean your room. She's pretty good at keeping things up to par, so I'm hyped. Is your little a brat? No, she is definitely on the good girl crybaby side of things. She's very well behaved, very polite, respectful. It's adorable. I absolutely love it. Do you like nappies with your little? Now, do I like them? 100%, of course. However, it doesn't happen a lot. I'm not a big sleeper in general, even at night. So with that being said, I don't sleep a lot. So it's really hard for us to be getting down at the same time. Also, we work very different shifts. I work night shift. She sleeps at night. But we try to make it work the best we can. Do I enjoy them? Yes. Do I wish we had more of them? Yes. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Do you have other CG friends? I do not. I really don't publicize it too much, which is why you might see me being a little uncomfortable on this channel here and there. I don't really talk about it all that often. So, do you praise your little? Of course. When she does something good that I'm hyped about, she definitely knows it. I praise her with telling her how much I love her, how pretty she is, because she's definitely out of my league for sure. So I'll take it. How do you punish little? So I don't really do it all that often. Like I said, she's a really good girl. But we've had some instances. I'm a big fan of writing sentences. I'm a big fan of homework, which is something I've never done with her because she hasn't been that bad, but with past relationships. Make them watch a video and answer questions on it. Something super boring that they hate every bit of it, but it works out. It's hard when you get to spanks because she enjoys it a little too much, so we try to stay away from that. Do you allow your little to kiss you whenever? Yes, but it depends on the kiss. For instance, if we're at like a family barbecue, we're not going to sit there and make out. That's just not what we do. But if you want to give me a kiss on the cheek or a quick kiss, I'm down. It's all good. Are you in a long distance relationship with your little? For now, yes. We're both going to school. So she's in Texas and I'm in Florida. So that's what's really tough. But I finished school in about 7 to 9 months, and she finishes in a year. So after that, we'll be figuring out if I'm moving to her, if she's moving to me, if we're moving in together. But for right now, yes, we are long distance. Do you make good meals for your little? I don't really cook all that often, and neither does she. We definitely go out more than anything, but I will make, burgers, tacos, something quick and easy that we can eat together and share that time. But we're definitely more of a going out to restaurants type of couple. Do you like your little's stuffies? So her favorite one is Chen, and he has an attitude problem that I'm not too fond of. He's very protective and clingy when I'm around, but we have our moments, man. We get along decently. Do you choose your little's clothes? So I do, but she doesn't always like them. So like if we're in a store together and I pick something out for her, I'm like, yo, you should wear this. She's usually like, I'm not wearing that. That's not me. So we've kind of got to the point of she buys the clothes and then I pick the outfit for the day type situation. Are you open about being a CG? My public or my private life, not so much. I don't really go around with like buddies or people at work and discuss it. That's what the YouTube channel's for. We can discuss it here. What are 3 rules you give your little? I'm trying to think of like an important 3. We don't have a bedtime because, again, I work at night. So she'll text me at night. So she'll be up pretty late. So we don't really have a bedtime per se. So rules that we do have, we have obviously no disrespect. I got a big thing on anybody ever, like friends, relationships, family. Don't be disrespectful. Don't come out sideways. You can voice your opinion, but there's a way to do that politely and respectfully. So don't be disrespectful. I don't let her cuss, but she doesn't want to anyway. So again, it's a really good girl. She doesn't want to curse, so she's not allowed to curse unless it's like during sex, and that's a whole other conversation. And again, like one of those no cheating situations, which she's not even interested in. So we don't really have any like crazy rules, but we do have a long list of rules. But she follows them so well that she followed them before we got together. So, what are your favorite movies? I'm definitely more of the kids movie person in the relationship than she is. I'm a big fan of Disney movies, superhero movies. The Assassin's Creed movies, one of my favorite. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. I've got 2 Assassin's Creed tattoos. That's definitely my thing. So my favorite Disney movies would be like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, like the OG one. Lady and the Tramp's pretty dope too. It's a good movie. So yeah, I'm definitely more of the Disney fan. With her, she actually the one that likes the adult movies. She likes Little Woman, The Outsiders, things like that. She's definitely more mature. But when she's in little space, she likes Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid. Those are like her big 2, for sure. Let's see. Do you tell your little bedtime stories? I do. Not as often as I used to, unfortunately. I've definitely slacked in that department, but that is something I'll be doing on this channel as well. If you've seen my last videos, I will actually be reading bedtime stories on here, not only for her, that she can, I always send them to her personally, but for you guys as well, those who don't have daddies or your daddies don't have time right now. That is something I do offer here. Is your relationship sexual or non-sexual when your little is in a little space? It's very rare that we have sex when she's a little, to be honest. It's not, we're more of the cute and cuddly when she's little, and then when she's big, we do what we gotta do. So no, we're not really sexual when she's little. What do you do if someone insulted your little? I mean, that goes out a whole no disrespect policy. And that's when I gotta catch myself, because I'm from a different world than she is, for sure. I'm definitely more of the hood side of things. So we definitely, I do conceal carry, so I gotta always check myself to make sure I'm not using it incorrectly. But I do have some anger issues, and I'm definitely a fighter for sure. I get that quick fuse popped off. Do you have a lot of patience with your little? I do. Not that she like gets me to the point where I'm like strenuous on it, but I do. I'm a very patient person in general until I'm like upset, but that's a whole nother conversation. Do you consider yourself a strict caregiver? Not at all. I'm definitely more of the laid back, we're chilling. We don't really do the whole BDSM thing. I have in the past with other relationships, me and her don't. I'm not really strict on the rules. Like I said, I let a lot of things fly because I understand that she's busy, I'm busy, we have a lot going on, we're different schedules, so I get it. What are your favorite things to do with your little? I'm a big fan of going to the park. She loves the swings. It's like insane how much she loves them. So I definitely like going to the park. I like to put a blanket on the floor and we sit together and watch movies or TV and have snacks and just kind of have an inside picnic is definitely something I love to do. And I like rocking with her, for sure. Her little age definitely differs from like 1 to 7. So I definitely like to just hold her in like a rocking chair and talk to her, sing to her, things like that. It's definitely a good bonding moment that we have together. Do you and your little ever argue? Hell yeah. We don't anymore. But the first portion of our relationship, we argued a lot because, like I said, we're from two very different worlds. She is a Christian girl from the suburbs, and I'm more of the hood dude from the hood. So we definitely clash in a lot of our lifestyle choices. But I've matured a lot. I've grown up a lot. So we get along a lot better now that I'm not really part of the hood lifestyle as much as I used to in the past. How did you know the role of caregiver fit you? So this is when my girl's probably going to get a little upset because I have to talk about my ex. So I was with a girl named Sarah, and we were together for 4 years. And obviously that was a long time ago. I think when we got together, I was like 16. So DDLG was not a known thing back then. You got to keep in mind that was 8 years ago? But we had a lot of these qualities because, she was immature for her age, which she was young though. She was 13, 12, and I was 16. So we kind of had those aesthetics. So she was very snuggly and cuddly and liked to call me daddy. And she kind of started me into taking care of her. And that was an IRL relationship. So we spent a lot of time together and things like that. I'm not going to go on much because I don't need to upset my current girlfriend by talking about my ex. So it's an issue that we've had multiple times. Do you let your little stay up late? Again, I do because I work night shift. I don't even start work till like 11 o'clock at night. So if I was like good to be in bed by 9, we wouldn't be able to talk as much because then I work until like 7 or 8 in the morning. She goes to school, I go to school, she goes to work, she comes home, I go to work. So we really wouldn't have a lot of time to spend together. So yes, I do let her stay up late. I think she stays up usually until about midnight, 1 o'clock, nothing too crazy. And then she usually has school like 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, when I say school, don't think she's a minor. Like I said, she's 20, she's in college. I don't want to get that mixed up with anybody here. I don't support underage littles or just relationships in general. When your little is sad, what do you do? That's a tough one. She hasn't been sad in a few months. I'm definitely a big holder. I want her to talk about it, whether she wants to or not. I'm going to make her talk about it, and I'm going to give my advice. I know I'm only 3 years older, but I've definitely been through a lot more life situations. So I try to give her advice on, what she could do, how to make herself feel better, things like that. But definitely a lot of snuggling and a lot of helping her through it. I don't want to be one of those people that are like, oh, I'm just going to distract you from it, because chances are it'll come back. So I'm going to teach her how to handle said situation for next time. How many caregiver/little relationships have you been in? That's a tough one. IRL, only the one that we had talked about earlier. But like long distance, quite a few. I'd say at least 6 that I can think of. 7 if you count my current. So 7, 8 for Sarah. So 8 total, which is a lot considering one of them was for 4 years and the other one's been over a year and almost a year and a half. But that's what happens, man. It's like dating anybody from anywhere. You're going to go through a lot of the good and the bad. You're going to go through a lot of relationships until you find the right one. So I'm not a slut. Do you mind the cute accessories your little has? Honestly, she doesn't really have a lot of little gear by choice. She's in college, so has a roommate that doesn't know her lifestyle. So she really doesn't do it too often IRL. So she really doesn't have a lot of DDLG type gear, if you will. Do you mess with your little? All the time. Like I said, I'm the immature one in the group, so I'll crack a lot of jokes and then rag on her a little bit, for sure. I definitely mess with her. If so, what do you do that makes your little mad? Oh man, there's a list. I make a lot of inappropriate jokes, okay? That's just who I am. I don't have a filter where I'm like, ooh, you shouldn't joke about that. That's inappropriate. It's a joke. It's okay. Laugh it off. We're having a good time. Don't trip. However, she'll be like, I don't know about that. That's a little far. So my inappropriate jokes will definitely get to her a majority of the time. But she might tell me it's inappropriate, but I bet you she'll laugh or smile when I do it. What is it about your little that makes you laugh? She's quirky. Like, she's quirky as hell. And she'll do little weird things that I find normal because I've been with her so long. But, like, when we first started dating, there was definitely some quirks there. Would you ever do pet play or BDSM related lifestyles? Would I ever do it? Yeah, I'd do both. But do we? No. She's not interested in pet play. And BDSM, we don't really have like crazy rough sex together. I have in the past with other people, but me and her, we kind of keep it. I'm not going to say vanilla. I'm going to say we keep it like vanilla with some sprinkles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to just leave it at that. I don't really want to get too much into sexual connotation with this video. We'll definitely discuss it in the future, though. Don't you worry. Would you ever let your little be in a little space outside? Yeah. I would allow it for sure. Now, there's going to be rules and regulations. Like, you can't wear onesie out in public because of, social standards. At least put some pants on, is what I'm saying. So it looks like a shirt's tucked in, things like that. But if she wanted to call me daddy in public, or if we went to the park IRL, that's fine. I'm down. Have you ever gotten furious with your little? Yes. Her jealousy can put me through the roof sometimes. Like if I have a female friend that I'm talking to, she'll be like, who was that again? This and that, and the other? She'll ask me a lot of questions which really can push my buttons, because I'm a really faithful guy, and I've proven that on multiple occasions, but she still has her doubts here and there. What is your favorite shows to watch with your little? We keep trying to watch shows, but again, our busy schedules kill us. We did watch Grey's Anatomy for a long time, like all the way like season 5. Like, we've watched Grey's Anatomy together. We tried to watch Friends together, but again, the schedules kind of got in the way, this and that. Right now, we're trying to watch Rain together, which I haven't seen yet, but we're trying to get that scheduled out so we can watch Rain. What are your favorite colors? Actually, we have the same favorite color, which is like crazy to me, because whenever I tell people my favorite color, they look at you funny. My favorite color is gray, and she literally has the same favorite color, so we both enjoy gray. But second favorite color for me would be like maroon, and for her, I don't know, she's like so into gray. Like, she's a big gray fan. I'd probably say like white. She'll have like a lot of white accessories. She likes the color white too. So yeah, I'm going to say me, gray and maroon, her, gray and white. Do you imagine a future with your little? I do. Like I've said, we've been together 1.5 years, and I fully intend to spend the rest of my life with this girl. So I definitely do see, us having a future together. And we talk about it a lot, marriage and children and things like that. And it always ends up being a very good conversation. So I'm hyped. Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of this tag. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, put it down in the comments and I will do a part 2 with your guys' questions. So thank you for viewing and subscribing, and remember to stay luxurious.